You can't give what you don't have. When you are talking about integrity, you are really talking about the real person, who that person is.
When you talk of integrity, you talk of honesty. To be honest. And to be honest means to be trustworthy, to be truthful. And politics is science and art of government.
Politics is about the people.
Yes.
And if you talk about it in a deeper sense, it has to do with how people take decisions on how to lead themselves.
Good day, viewers. We welcome you once again to Christians in Politics, coming to you from your darling station, Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN. We're happy to know that you are there again. You know, Nigeria matter is something that we'll continue to talk about until we get everything right. We are not going to keep quiet. As we go into today's episode, let me quickly let you know that some people made some comments after the program last week. We are sorry we could not accommodate you in the main program, but I want to read some of the few comments as we begin. One person said, autonomous constitution to create geopolitical security entity of territorial integrity of their people. That is what Christians need to seek from ICC for protection. Well, I wouldn't know what that one means. Maybe that person will try to call in at another time. You can see the situation we have in hand. Somebody is suggesting that we need to go to International Criminal Court to seek for what we want. I don't think we need to go that far. We can solve the problem by ourselves. Another person says, confusion everywhere. Wonderful topic. And he said, I thank the presenter, the venerable, more anointing, sir. Sir, as Christians, what can we do with this situation going on in the... And that is why we are here now. So as we are talking, we want people to tell us what we should do. We raise the question, then we want the people to answer, because it's a matter that everyone should contribute to. And he said, these so-called leaders are not at our side at all. May God deliver this nation, oh. So I like that, the way he ended that very message. God will deliver us in Jesus' name. So we thank you for making your comments. We expect more comments. And let's be mindful of our language. We know that our leaders have not really led us well, but let's not call them so-called leaders. Instead of calling them so-called leaders, we just quietly vote them out. We don't need to call them names. So let's be mindful of the words. I know we are all angry, and the Nigerians are not happy with what is going on, killings everywhere, and so on. Today, we are going to move on, and our topic will be 2019 general election countdown. It's a well-known fact that the election is already around the corner. If anyone thinks it's still far away, he's just deceiving himself. It's just about 10 months from now. The election we start, and by now we're supposed to be getting ourselves fully prepared. Apart from getting our PVC and all that ready, we should know who is going to feature in this general election. Talking about the presidency. All other ones can be sorted out. In my area, they say when you are eating porridge, it's the head of the yam you are looking for. So we are going to focus on the presidency. So, and luckily we have wonderful gentlemen in the studio today. great men of God by all standards, in their own respect. They are here with us. From my far left, we have the General Overseer, God's People Worldwide Prayer Ministry, and is the person of Apostle Ehijele Unuanya. Does that name ring bell? Is my brother, by the grace of God, and I was lucky to have him here because he's a very busy man. So I was so happy that I've been able to pull him. We'll be working on this for some time, but thank God he's in Abuja today. His headquarters is in Edo State, and he has branches all over the world. My General Overseer.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, sir.
We are highly honored to have you today.
Oh, bless you, sir. It's
I
my
know
pleasure.
Nigeria is getting hotter, so that is why you granted us this audience.
Oh, bless you, sir.
Okay, Nigeria will want to hear from you today. Then we have one of my colleagues here also, a big man of God by the grace of God, a priest in Abuja Diocese, the Reverend Smart Simon, is here with us in the studio.
Thank you very
Smart,
much.
thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I think Nigerians want to hear your counsel, and I know we'll do justice to that. Now, where do we start? I think we should start with APC, because it's the government of the day. By now, we should know clearly who should be the flag bearer. The president have declared, but I've seen some posters in some corners, and some of the names are very strange, and some of them are young people. So APC candidacy, can we expect a surprise for this 2019 election? When I say can we expect a surprise, it's a well-known fact that many people are saying that Mr. President is too old to recontest. He has the right to recontest, but he's too old, and health-wise, we wish him good health, but health-wise, we know he's just managing himself. At least last week, he was in the UK again to take care of himself. Should we expect a surprise? Do you think that, because APC want to hold on to power, and they also hear what Nigerians are saying, do you expect that they will substitute the present president with a younger person?
Well, that might not be possible, because if you follow up politics properly, you will come to realize that most leaders in the APC have no issue with our presidents coming back again 2019. So expecting a surprise of, replacements might not come up. And you made the mention of old age. As far as I'm concerned, old age is not actually the issue. It's about mindsets. Mindsets. And we talk about e-heads. Also, e-head might not be the issue. It's what the president wants. We are not expecting him to come and fight for us physically. It's all about decision. A sick man that knows the right thing to be done can take decision, from a sick bed that can make a nation better. So we must understand the truth of this matter. The government is going smoothly the way the president wants it to be. The APC government, they are not confused. They know what they are doing. It's only the masses that are surprised this was actually their intention.
This one, this is another angle. This one is taking us to some of the discussion we have had subsequently of recent, where we talk about all the things that are happening in the country. We are trying to look at it. Is there a political agenda? Is there a religious agenda? What really is going on? So what you are saying now is that it is we, the masses, that are surprised.
We are the ones that are surprised.
know what they are doing.
They know what they are doing.
And this is what they plan.
This is their plan.
So,
and if this is not their plan, they will not project our president to return back 2019. It's because their plans are working the way they want it. That's why they have told us again, he's the one they are presenting back to us.
That's why I'm saying, should we expect a surprise? They are yet to do the primaries. And I've seen some younger people within their rank also trying to warm up. What you are saying from your analysis, that may just be a mirage. Those people may not be able to.
Talking about the convention coming up or whatever, the APC candidacy of the presidential race, I tell you the gospel truth, it's going to be very smooth for the president to pick up the ticket. It's not going to be an issue. If any person is expecting that there might be some serious competition, it's not going to be true. They have already agreed. We know the country that we are. When 1 or 2, 3 persons, one speaks from the north, another from the south, another from the west, if they speak, then they are speaking the mind of their people. And all those key persons, as far as APC is concerned, have already spoken, and they have agreed that they want our president to return back. So what we should be thinking of now, is there any opposition party that can sponsor
we'll get to that. Sorry, I still want to pray, because I've seen things from a different perspective from what you have said so far. When you say age may not really be the issue here, and ill health may not be the issue here, should we say it is capacity? Is it capacity? Because many Nigerians are grumbling. Many Nigerians are complaining, except somebody that is living in the moon, who do not understand what is going on. Could it be that this have to do with the capacity of the person that is in charge of affairs?
Well, I will still agree that it's a matter of capacity. I believe he has all it takes to put things right. That through this thing, everything is going the way he planned.
Okay, your own perception is that it's not that Mr. President don't have he has the capacity. But you are saying this is his plan. This is what he wants to do.
This is what he wants. If you study what happened when he was the military president, it's not different from what is happening now. That's to tell you that is what he wants, and that's his own lifestyle. Some of us expected this even before he came to power, because I did a lot of research, and I even wrote a book by then. But I was very diplomatic, not to be partisan. But those that actually understood me, they knew very well I was against, this kind of candidature. And the truth of the matter is, my voice was too low for so many persons to hear. Why? Because they felt they were not getting the best from the present administration as at then,
that was PDP.
Which was actually the fact. They were not getting the best. They were just looking for a change.
So they
Unlike what is happening now, everyone, you can hear people saying, any person apart from Buhari is what we want.
People are,
that's not the solution. Change the change is not the solution.
Well, what are we changing to? I think only there. First of all, do you agree with what he has said, that we shouldn't expect a surprise? He is sure that President Buhari is going to get the full ticket of APC, that the APC leadership believe in him, and that Buhari is running what he has planned. So whether you are crying or you are not crying, that is for you. They believe what they are doing.
I want to agree with my brother, the apostle, because if you look at what is going on in the media and all the APC supporters in Nigeria, when you hear them talk, everybody in that party seems to be supporting the president, which is to say that already there won't be any challenge from any of...
Like as he's saying.
There won't be any challenge. The primaries will just be what I call formality, but at the end of the day, the president is going to be the one that will pick up the presidential ticket. Because in Africa, you know our problem in Africa, that once you are incumbent, you don't lose like that. There is just 1 or 2 cases where you see an incumbent losing, like what happened in 2015.
No, some people say he didn't lose.
He decided
to spare the lives of Nigerians. He didn't want war.
Now, with regards to the age that he talks about, I want to agree with him completely, because there are countries in the world that have presidents that are in that age bracket, but they are doing well.
Perfectly well.
Therefore, I want to say that the manifesto of a party is very, very important. Why do I say so? When you have a good manifesto, then you're going to appoint cabinet who will fit into that manifesto.
Yes.
And they will be able to carry out what the party wants to achieve. Now, my problem with Nigerian politics is that most of our parties have no clear manifesto. And even if they have, it's for politics' sake, just to get vote from people. And after that, they throw it away.
It's a hidden manifesto.
Of course, you could see that there are so many, they are denying a lot of things. No, we did not say so. You say you will do this. No, we did not say so. And we have all this, in fact, in billboards, and their manifestos flying all around of making $1, 1 naira, of you know, reducing the PMS pump price. But all of this, they have all denied. So if a political party have a good manifesto, you won't have problem. No matter the age, things will work out. So manifesto, and sometimes also, we have this issue of institutions. In Nigeria, our institutions are not strong. So when the president comes, he do whatever he wants to do. Because institution is not there.
To check him.
That is it. In the United States, the institutions are very, very strong. The president cannot just do whatever he likes, because those institutions are there and are already standing. So that's my opinion.
Will you support that a younger person in age you come? Do you think that if a younger person comes up, he might do better, considering the enormous task that a president have to do?
Personally, I would prefer a younger person. The reason why I say so is that this constitution of the Federal Republic and the vision of the Federal Republic of Nigeria was written by young people. If you go back to the 60s, all the people that governed this nation were younger people. Apart from Zeke, who was 49 at that time, but the rest of them, all others are 30-something, and some of them are even 23. So, for me, that vision that was written has expired. We need a new vision for Nigeria. And for us to be able to have a new vision for Nigeria, we need younger people with a new vision. Because the world has gone far. So each time I look at our situation,
the rally, not too young to run, that was organized by Todo,
is appropriate.
It's appropriate. That is good. There's a comment. Let me read a comment. Somebody is saying, Venerable Musa Elia from Kaduna says, manifesto is not the problem, but the people to execute the manifesto. Okay, that is why I will go into that now. This comment is coming at the right time, because the next thing I want to, next question I want to ask, I think I will be throwing this one to dear Apostle. Now, is there any alternative to Buhari for now? Because 10 months to election, we don't even know who is going to contest with Buhari. Other political party, I don't know what is happening. Do you think that the other parties are ready?
Well, we cannot actually ascertain that right now until, you know, other parties are able to come up with who they are presenting to us. because the change is never a solution. It's what has actually landed us as a country to where we are today. We are backward, whether we like it or not. And this problem emanated from the fact everyone clamored for change without actually finding out clearly the nature of change, or what the change we are changing to will lead us to. So I feel until we are able to agree, we are able to see clearly the candidates any other party is presenting, I have not seen a better alternative than our president.
Okay. Until we are able to identify a better person. That one takes me to the comment by the one of our great church fathers who have gone to be with the Lord, the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa. He says, don't give up what you have until you get a better alternative.
That's the truth.
Do you agree with that? So we must, this time, what he's saying, if I understood him, is that we should open eye clearly, see who is being presented by other political parties, and we must be sure that the person being presented is better, is going to be better than the present person now in charge before we change, so that we don't just change for the sake of changing.
Well, I have my reservations with regards to what my brother have said.
Okay.
Reason being that in this country, we have so many people who are qualified, who can do well. We have best brains who can lead us to the promised land in this country. But the politics of this country is such that up there is cloudy. It becomes very, very difficult for them to come up.
For the good people to come up.
Because both of us here and every one of us listening, the moment you want to repair, if your car has a problem, you look for a best you can get to fix your problem.
The best mechanic.
Yes. In fact, in every part of our lives, we always look for the best.
The best doctor.
And I want to believe that when it comes to politics, we should also look for the best who will take us to the promised land. Because when you don't have the best, you have problem. I know what he may be saying is that we have not seen anybody.
Okay. Now,
and because we have not seen anybody, then he's the only one.
Okay. Now, Apostle, in search for this very best person, our former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, last week, or early this week, last week, talk about, made some comment about David Mark, and he said from the way he sees things going, Senator David Mark is the best person in the whole of the North as of today, who is intelligent enough, disciplined enough to bring Nigeria together, because Nigeria is so polarized now in the line of religion, in the line of tribalism, division here and there, that it's like Obasanjo is throwing weight behind David Mark. Do you see David Mark as a strong personality? And secondly, to that question, Obasanjo is trying to project what he called the third force, which has metamorphosed into ADC, and now he's talking about the best man. And David Mark, I know, is still in PDP. Do you see David Mark changing to ADC, leaving PDP, or is Obasanjo trying to go? But you know, he said he tore, I don't know whether he actually tore the PDP card, but they were telling us he tore the PDP card. I hope, is he going back to PDP?
Well, first and foremost, nothing is impossible. Whether David Mark will return, Obasanjo will return back to PDP, or David Mark will, leave PDP to any other party, nothing is impossible. And back to your question, I will not want Nigerians to go with our former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, this time, because we are not fools. he presented Buhari to us as the best option. He backed him and he supported him. And today, the same person is talking about the failure of Buhari. And if you watch out very clearly, hardly any democratic president of these nations so far that have not actually witnessed the support of President Olusegun Obasanjo. And we all know very well that these people has not done perfectly well. So I believe if we follow his own advice this time, we might, be more backwards. That's the reason. I'm not against him, having his own opinion about who becomes the president. But we should just see it very personal. We should see his opinion very, very personal. Every one of us need to
not see him as the kingmaker.
As the kingmaker, as a superhuman being. He's not different from any other person in terms of, forecasting or predicting who will be the best among, the people that are coming up in politics. So all I'm going to advise, let all the political parties be wise enough to allow their members to decide without allowing any superman imposing any candidates on them. And I believe strongly, if all the political parties are able to be wise enough in this regard, that will be the savior of Nigeria.
Okay, from this point, we are going to go on a short break. But before we do that, I want to greet our viewers, especially those who are following us on Facebook. And some of them are still sending some comments, which we are going to read out in due course. Keep sending in your comments. We are interested in what everyone is contributing to this program. I think it is for the betterment of all Nigeria, and all our contribution will help Nigeria to get the best this time. I trust we are not going to make any mistakes. So let's hold it at this point while we observe a little break.
Simply living according to the word of God.
Pleasing God entails you staying with your wife in understanding according to the scripture, not in beating her.
Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN, is your most reliable gospel TV station that brings to you quality TV programming which build your spiritual life and enhance your walk with God through the undiluted Word of God. Join us on our social media platforms anytime you miss your favorite program. Subscribe to our YouTube channel with the address www.youtube.com/ACNNTV and click that video that matters to you.
Protect your vote is a euphemistic way of saying do everything to make sure you can share blood, you can kill, to ensure that the person you voted for is the one that emerged as winner at the end of the day.
There is never a dull moment on our Facebook page, as we are dedicated to keep you informed with the up-to-date news about the church and other information. Just log on to www.facebook.com/ACNNTV, for you can now watch some of our programs live on your mobile device. Follow us on Twitter with the handle at ACNNTV.com, and you'll be glad you did. So now, there is no longer regret each time you miss any episode of your favorite programs, as you can now watch them on the go, anytime, anywhere. ACNN. We are indeed reaching the world with the undiluted Word of God.
Viewers, we welcome you back. We are still on with the program Christians in Politics, coming to you from ACNN, Anglican Cable Network, Nigeria. And want to appreciate all of you who are making comments through Facebook and following us on other platforms. Still with me in the studio is the General Overseer of God's People Worldwide Prayer Ministry, Apostle Ehijele Unwanya. He has been talking to us, and we are hot in the studio here. And very close to me, on my left, is a priest in Abuja diocese here, a very versatile priest who is also interested in the welfare of Nigeria, Reverend Smart Simon. Once again, we welcome you. Now, we want to take off from where we stopped. Third Force, many people had hoped that salvation will come to Nigeria from Third Force. But Third Force has metamorphosed to ADC now. And we are hearing the convener of Third Force, President Obasanjo, talking about the fact that Senator David Mark is a good man for the job. Is he trying to woo him to join Third Force, to join force with them, or is he giving Third Force to PDP? And what do we make the hope about Third Force?
From every indication, whenever you hear the former president Olusegun Obasanjo saying things like this, when 2019 election is around the corner, I can assure you that he's shopping for a candidate who is likely to challenge the incumbent president. But I have my reservations with regards to
Third Force.
Third Force. Because my fear is that I hope it's not taking us back to the days of godfatherism, where you bring in someone that you can control, someone that you can tell him what he should do. And soon enough, when he's not doing what you want him to do, you fall out with him.
Just hold on at that point. Somebody just sent in a comment, one marker favor, and he says, no, he made the no very long. No, David Mark is not capable. They are all the same. Now, now, what have you to say to that? You were just talking about the former president is looking for somebody that he will be a godfather to.
Yeah, well, everybody has his opinion. Of course, as we can.
No, this is one marker favors opinion. He said no, and the no is so long.
Yeah. So, personally, I want to say that Nigeria has come to the point where every individual need to look at these candidates with their ideologies and party manifestos, what they have to offer. Then we can make our choice. I don't want an individual to come up and say, this is the person I'm presenting, vote for him. The days of political godfatherism is over. So we must look at each individual with his ideology, what he can do, and of course, track record. It's very, very important.
Track record.
Yes.
I think that is why this topic is very important. Countdown to 2019 general election. As we are discussing, you can see people are making comments from all over. But I want to state it clearly again and again that everyone is entitled to his own opinion. Whatever comment people are sending in, whatever even the guests are saying in the studio is personal opinion. But the goal of the studio is to harvest this individual opinion and put it in the public domain so that Nigerians this time, like Apostle said, will be able to choose a better alternative, not just going to the polling booth to just to go and vote for the sake of for the sake of change. Now, talking about looking and you use the word shopping for the candidate. Now, yesterday, somebody called me and was saying that, look, Dr. Sule Lamido, the former governor of Jigawa, is the best candidate for PDP. And he gave so many reasons. He talked about the fact that he's a liberal man, that in the face of all these killings here and there, in the face of this religious oppression in the country and all the like, that we need person like Sule Lamido who will be able to take every person, whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Northerner, whatever, take every person. What do you say to that?
Well, I'm not here to campaign for any person, not to criticize any person. And I feel this man was one time a governor.
Yes.
And all of us here, we travel from one country to another. And I'm not sure we have ever visited any country that we can enter any state in Nigeria and look around and conclude that this governor is doing perfectly well. So I believe strongly the reason people are taking up this decision of making up their mind in this regard is because they have fallen short of expectation, because what they expected from this present government,
they are not getting it.
They are not getting it. If not, I believe strongly we still need a better, candidate.
Stronger candidate.
A stronger candidate. And I hope,
do we say more experienced candidate?
Well, all these people, even the present government, our leaders, they are well experienced. You remember where I started from?
Yes.
That these people, they know what they are doing. It's selfishness that is actually the problem.
Some say tribalism, some say
it's beyond
religious bigotry.
When we even talk about tribalism, religious bigotry, all this boils down to selfishness.
Selfishness, that is true.
So, and because any man that is not selfish will not be tribal. And in the same way, that's why I just coined it by saying it's selfishness that is actually the problem. And we have all it takes in this country to make it better. And some of these persons, they have the capacity and the ability to make this country better. But they don't just want to, for reasons best known to them. Why will a man be siphoning money in millions of dollars when even if he leaves power, he will be paid till death by the government? They have succeeded training all their children. Their influence will give their children and their great-grandchildren good job. Why would they still be siphoning government money if not selfishness? So I hope the Lord, some of these candidates might get at the end of the day is if there is no better, alternative.
Now, let me, Apostle Holiday, what do you say about Atiku Abubakar? Somebody told me that Atiku Abubakar has his one leg in the east, in the south. I think he married from the east, he married from the west, southwest, and or whatever. That is a better candidate for 2019, because this division in Nigeria, we need somebody who has his interest in every corner. What do you say about Abubakar?
For
Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
But some people let me quickly add this. Some people are saying that it will be difficult for you to get the ticket of PDP, and I asked why. And they were saying that because of its constant changing of political parties.
Yeah, in fact, that is where I want to start from. He has jumped from one party to another. And that is not healthy for governance. You must have a clear ideology with regards to what you want.
And stay with the party that have that ideology.
Whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve in the party where you come from. But jumping from one party to another, which is not just Atiku Abubakar alone, is the attitude of Nigerian politicians.
Crossing of carpet.
Jumping from one party to another, which tells you that they are doing all these things because they need a platform to be in power. When you see a typical American politician who is a Democrat, come shine, come rain, he remains a Democrat. He cannot cross over to Republican. But in Nigeria, our politicians are moving from one place to another because they are looking for a platform, meaning that they don't even have any ideology. He was a founding member of PDP. And he knows all their manifestos and what they want to achieve. Whatever has happened, you stay there and repair it, make it better, make it stronger, and move on. So when you move from one party to another, it tells me that you on your own, you don't even have any ideology. That is why you're moving from one place to another.
Now, what do you say about Alhaji Rabiu Musa Kwakwaso? Some people say that governor of Kano is maybe in for it.
Well, I still want to say that...
is that a better alternative?
I've not seen any better alternative yet. Because all these people, it's just speculation. Only President Muhammadu Buhari has come up to say...
To really declare
I
intention.
want to... And
yeah, that is one of the reasons why, as people are mentioning these names to us, we are deliberately bringing the names and let them tell us whether actually what people are speculating is true or false about them. So I do hope they will watch this program. Let them come out if they really want, so that Nigeria wants to know the shopping. Let me use your language. Has started. This is not only political shopping. Every Nigerian on the street is shopping for who will be the best candidate, and that's why I like Apostle. Apostle says, if we cannot get a better candidate, let's leave the one there. Let's not just let us not change, so that we don't jump from fry pan to fire. I like that. So
sir,
what do you say about that man?
I still want to say that they should come out. Anybody that is intending to run for presidency should come out. I mean, for president, should come out and tell us, so that they will be able to tell us this is what we want to do, and we will judge and be able to make a choice. Okay. Because right now we cannot make a choice by speculation. You remember Fayose also declared some time ago, but
I'm not hearing him now.
No,
maybe he's concentrating on the governorship matter, because he has been talking of recent about Fayemi that just won the ticket of APC, and he said it's just wasting time. So maybe when he finish about that, he will talk about it, because he declared quite a long time ago. So now, yesterday, I watched some of the reports, and people were holding placards protesting in Plateau State, say, Jonah Jang is our hero. Jonah Jang is our hero. And the interrogators interviewed some of them, and they said what is happening to him. You know, the EFCC has picked him up, asked him to answer some questions to them in respect of some monies. We don't know what is going to happen, but the people are saying it's political victimization. And I asked the people that were with me, watching the report together, why are they saying it's political victimization? They said in the far north, they are saying all this time whenever they say presidency is zoned to the north, the ticket people just believe that it is for the Muslims. And that this time, they are saying in the far north, now that PDP have zoned it to the north, it must be given to a Christian. And they are saying it's like Jonah Jang's house is a bit cleaner than the house of some others. They are not saying that the house is totally clean. No. They say the hands are cleaner. We know majority of Nigerian politicians, their hands are not clean. Even the ones that are even fighting corruption, their hands are not very clean. Yes, now it's not a laughing matter. Yes.
I'm agreeing with you.
Their hands are not clean at all, because at least I play to the National Assembly, so I know what is going on, and I can see different from different angles. Now, they are saying Unajam may be the alternative, and that is why what is happening to him now is happening to him. Any comment on that? How do you see that?
Well, with recent happenings in the country, we cannot boldly conclude that we have trust for the judgment of our security agencies, and that's the reason.
That is another problem.
That's the reason.
Ordinarily, if it's a country where we have confidence in our security,
there wouldn't have been an issue interrogating any person, whether you are a pastor, you are a politician, whoever you are. There wouldn't have been any issue interrogating any person to be sure that he's not with government fund or government money, or he's not a criminal. But where we have problem, why we need to be very careful when we are seeing some of this speculation that this might be political witch hunting, is because of the recent happenings all over that have actually discredited the transparency
of the present and the security forces,
security agencies. And back to one question you asked my beloved brother in the Lord about a person like Atiku. You made mention of he has one leg in the east or in the south because he married from those areas. And I believe polygamism is not the criteria for political integrity or credibility. That's not enough for us to conclude that this man will be able to
that polygamy is not a criteria
for political integrity or credibility.
It's not a criteria for political integrity and credibility.
So we should not just go into that aspect. That, as far as I'm concerned, that's even a discredit to his personality.
And no, somebody was telling me that it's a discredit to his personality. I told him no. The reason why I said no is that where there is no law, there is no sin. It belongs to a religion that permits polygamy, and the mere fact that is able to manage the women.
Yeah, that's the reason I said as far as I am concerned. So I was very personalized.
Yeah, it should not be a criteria.
So I said as far as I am concerned. So, but
I think the people that raise that, you see, ordinarily they will not go into. They are trying to say that he is the best man because of this polarization of the country at the moment. That he will be able to bring the Igbos, the Yorubas. The wife from Igbo side will not want Igbo to be maltreated. The wife from Yorubas will want the Yorubas to be carried along. And so that is where people other white people will not be going. The people delving into his personal life are really trying to say
it's because of the failure of the government that people are now myopic in their reasoning to this level. Why? Because it's not the woman. Nigeria is too big for us to consider, how you
handle your housewife
as a solution to the unity of the nation. There is a way positions.
What do you think what do you think is the solution to the unity? Because I may not be able to get you in the next 2-3 years because you are very busy. Tell me now, what do you think is the solution to the unity of Nigeria?
Number one is education.
Education. Okay.
If everyone is enlightened enough, we just come to realize that we are all one, in as much we have one blood. So that education, that enlightenment is actually the solution. So there should be symposium, there should be opportunities for most leaders and the masses to be enlightened on the needs for unity.
Okay.
And we should also let everyone know the implication of religious wars and implication of tribal and ethnic wars.
It has never helped any nation.
Many people that are actually frontiers of these ethnic, tribal, and religious wars are ignorant to the implication. So I feel that some of our leaders, how many times did they come out on air to actually enlighten their people?
Their people.
Look, we are hearing of herdsmen killing here and there, militancy here and there. We are hearing of different terrorist groups, you know, rising up from one place to another.
Yes.
But our leaders, do they actually come out? Let's be very frank, let's be very sincere. How many times have the president come out to actually educate his own people on the implication of some of these crises that is challenging and ravaging in our nation? So these are some of the areas we are having issues. Like Atiku Abubakar, one area where I see him like someone that
is good,
of mine, be a good choice for us, is the fact if you study his lifestyle and you are able to dig down deep into his own personal and business affairs, you come to realize he's so industrious.
He's industrious.
And he's an employer
of labor. Okay.
And he's a fearless man. Talking about, you know...
And some people also talk about how he's taught the third-term agenda.
That's the truth. Talking about, you know, my beloved brother made mention of the major challenge of some of these political party is the fact that when they are coming up in power, they come up with so many manifestos. But once they get there, they deviate.
They drop it.
So if that is the reason why this man is jumping from one political party to another, the very moment he has seen that this party is deviating from the manifesto, that should not be, you know, enough reason for us to discredit his own personality.
Okay, that is a point. Maybe when they set out with an agenda and he sees that the party is no longer ready to follow, he distances himself from it. That is a point.
So now, if that is the reason, so we should not use that to conclude this man. Neither should we use it to judge this man.
Okay, now,
that is true. I agree with him, and we're not discrediting him. But when your house is dirty, what you do is you clean it.
He's not. Okay.
So when you are in a political party and the party is deviating from the manifesto, what I expect, is for him to remain there and try to.
You know, one thing we should understand about power. Power most of the time is absolute.
That's right.
Most of the time. It's not the right thing. It's not what is expected, but it's absolute.
It's absolute.
And that's why absolute power corrupts absolutely. The truth of the matter is, there are times you are in an organization, you are in a place where you were so important at the beginning, but at a certain time, your voice is too low to be heard aloud. So at that time, for you not to be part of the problem, of the people that are deviating from the initial, you know, manifesto, the best is for you to hands up.
Okay, now, let's hold it. Somebody is saying to us, say anonymous, is an anonymous person. He says, I think our concentration should be more centered on youth involvement in the leadership of our nation, the older leaders have failed us. That is from an anonymous person saying that when we are doing this shopping, we should shop for a younger person. I think he wants somebody that will bring in a completely different idea. Now, the time...
Let me come in that.
Yes, just within few minutes, because time is gone.
The truth of the matter, what I classify as being the youth is when you are young in your thinking.
In your thinking.
The truth of the matter is, there are some governors that are very young. Person like Yahaya Bello is a young man. So are we saying Kogi State totally different from every other state? So
he is saying that he's doing very well.
Yes.
The problem we are having in this country. Yes. See, the problem we are having in this country is that it is the leaders that praise themselves, that are praising themselves. They don't allow us, the masses, to praise them.
So now, my point in this regard is, I support the fact that you should be given the platform to come up in politics.
Now,
but they should not expect everyone to allow anyhow youth to come up in politics.
No,
the credibility of the youth is what is important.
That is where I'm going to round up with Apostle personally. Said, even though we are some people are saying, let's get a younger person, we should not allow anyhow youth to come and take up leadership, because it will be more drastic for this country. Now, your last word, because the time is gone.
My last word is that we must see ourselves as Nigerians. And in 2019, we should not allow ourselves to, we should not allow few people to determine the destiny of this nation. Because in the last election, only 29 million. Everybody should get his voter's card, so that, go out and vote.
Okay, so that people go en masse out and vote. Now, we'll be rounding up at this very point. But before I do that, I want to say that, and I will keep saying this, you know, in the Bible, because this is Christians in politics, when all the leaders and the people have failed, and there's no one ready to do the right thing, the priest will take over. So if we do the shopping and we cannot get the right person, I will contest. And we hope it will not get to that point. That if the politicians, like we are saying it now, they should hear us. If the politicians are not ready to rescue this nation, men of God will rescue this nation.
That's right.
Yes, we cannot fold our hands and allow things to collapse. So gone are the days when you say a pastor cannot be a politician. Men of God will come out to rescue the masses from the hand. Yes, now...
And the kind of pastor still matters, because we have a pastor in this present government.
So when they say politics is a dirty game, we must be the detergent to clean it.
So if they cannot clean it up, the pastor will be the detergent. But Apostle is saying the kind of pastor also matters. On that note, we are rounding up, and you know, we are very serious about these issues. We are trying to do the shopping, join the public to do the shopping for 2019. And Apostle says we should look for a very good alternative. But if we don't have a good alternative, let us stay where we are. But if we have a good alternative, then we can go for it, because we just need to move forward. Then if we are changing the change, we should know what we are changing to. If we have no better thing to change to, then let's stay where we are. So on that note, we want to bring this episode to a close. I want to thank all of you viewers out there. We thank all those who took time to follow us on Facebook and other platforms. And if you have something to advertise, if you need to get in touch with us, we can place your advert, you know, at during the short break. We can show your product or whatever you want to do to the world. And if you want to support this station, because we are out to make sure society is better, please feel free to do so. Once again, Apostle Ejele Nwanya, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you,
sir. And I hope the weather in Edo State is becoming better politically. So I know you are very interested in what is happening around you in Edo State. So keep doing that good work you are doing. Nigerians are watching. Smart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. And I think Nigerians will want to see your faces and hear your voice again. Thank you.
Bless you.